Our first opinion is the old Jennie isn't back. She used to be my favorite idol. I literally thought everything about her was perfect. In my eyes, she was the definition of a perfect idol, but that spark isn't there anymore. After the whole lazy scandal, everyone swore that the old Jennie was back, but she isn't. The only stage where she was back was Coachella, where she looked so happy to be on stage. She was doing so well for the first HYLT performances, but in the last few she looked like she didn't even want to be there. I don't believe anyone should bash her. You will never know if something is going on in her personal life, or even if she just fell out of love with being an idol. I just hope she's okay. As much as it sucks to admit it, I do agree with this person. We only recently found out that Jennie had an ankle injury in 2019, but that doesn't explain her total lack of energy since the middle of 2017. Like that person said, it's no reason to bash her at all, but I do wish we could see her return with the same flair and passion and excitement from her debut days. It just feels like everyone's confidence and stage presence, can I talk? Improved since 2016, especially Rosie and Jisoo, but Jennie, who had like the best stage presence she had at all since debut, only got worse, and it really sucks to see her like not give her all in a way, because we know what she's capable of and what she used to be able to do like all the time, and now we get like a couple stages where she looks fun and like glad to be there, and other stages where it's just Blackpink's music videos are boring and all look the same. They all look claustrophobic when you start looking at them together. I'm fine with your videos looking like that for a few songs, but let's be honest, Blackpink is one of the biggest K-pop groups worldwide. YG needs to step up their production value. But I'm gonna be real, I don't think he ever will. I feel like Blackpink was born to be split, and that might be the reason YG won't give them better music videos. All their MVs are set in a huge ass box. That's what it is. I disagree with this opinion. I do think it's a fact that YG groups, especially Blackpink, tend to have music videos that focus more on individual members, and they each get like their own scene and their own aesthetic, and it's shot indoors, which I didn't realize was an issue for people. Like, I don't really mind when MVs are shot indoors. I don't see the problem, and I don't think it's boring. Like, I don't know, like, maybe it's just me, but I don't see the difference between shooting something indoors and making it look pretty versus shooting it in front of like a scenery. Whatever, I don't see the issue, and it's really annoying sometimes because I just see this opinion so much lately. I don't know who started talking about it and why it got so big, but every day on Twitter I see people saying the same thing about like Blackpink music videos or other groups' music videos, and it's like, because damn, y'all don't care at all when it's actual like cultural appropriation in music videos, but y'all care because it ain't shot outside. Jesus, like, put that energy elsewhere, ma'am. Jisoo has the least lines, but at least they're not gibberish. Everyone complains about how Jisoo is the only member with less than 30 seconds of singing, but Lisa's lines are just random words like bada bing bada boom, or some repetitive sentence like look at you, now look at me. Stop complaining. Jisoo might have the least lines, but at least she's singing actual lyrics instead of chanting the same words over and over again. Blinks are very hypocritical. So actually, I'm gonna ignore that part about Jisoo because I will complain about her shitty lines whenever I want. But I do want to talk about how Lisa's lines are always either just words that she gotta repeat in their title tracks, and she just gotta sound like one of those parrots that just learned a new word and they just be repeating it all day. Or she gets really cringy raps with butchered ave that force her to blackfish to sound really bad, and I hate it. Speaking as a black woman, I hate it. I hate it so much when rappers do this, but especially when they make Lisa do this, because it just sounds so bad. Like, look at her raps for Crazy Over You and Left to Hate Me. Who the fuck wrote this shit? I know who. Her producers are always making her like blackfish in the studio, and it sucks because that's not what she sounds like in real life. And Jennie's lines and her raps never sound like this. Her raps are more natural, but they always have Lisa, who's like the racially ambiguous member, they always gotta have her sound like she's blackfishing, and it bothers me to no end. She deserves better than this. She deserves to be viewed by the producers as someone who can like rap normally like Jennie and not be given lines where she gotta blackfish and butcher ave, and it ends up sounding bad either way. Like, it just sounds bad. She deserves better than this. She deserves to be able to showcase her talents regularly. Like, I don't know, like, speaking as a black woman, it bothers me, but also as a fan of Blackpink and someone who genuinely loves Lisa, I want her to be given normal rapping lines like Jennie and not have to sound that way. It just bothers me a lot. The reason why Jennie is so polarizing and disliked is because she visually embodies the mean girl stereotype. It doesn't have to do with how there's bias by the company. In fact, the bias only really began when D4 took off. Before that, it was Lisa getting all the activities and push from YG. If Lisa was getting the solo first and was getting the Chanel deal, I bet none of y'all would be up in arms dragging her for filth. With all due respect, most K-pop fans are probably middle school kids who have a lot of preconceived notions about girls and how they should act. I feel like subconsciously Jennie visually triggers a lot of them because she has the strongest case of RBF, is classy, expensive looking, shy and introverted. These instances, alongside how K-pop normalizes dragging idols for dating, and she did this very early on in her career, is a perfect storm for the K-pop fan public to vilify her and paint her as the villain of K-pop when she's nothing of the sort. I definitely agree with this comment. As a woman who has RBF and generally looks pretty intimidating sometimes, even though I'm just chilling, I do think that Jennie also has it, and that coupled with her bad bitch stage persona makes her a pretty easy target for teenage girls to hate, and even full-grown adult women who haven't outgrown middle school or high school. But I do think that it also helps her with her fans, because from what I've seen, her fans really love calling her their problematic fave. Like, they've adopted this mindset that she's some Blair Waldorf rich mean girl type, which might be true. Like, we don't know her. I don't know her, just like y'all don't know her, so I can't sit here and be like, no, this is not what Jennie's like. But I do think that it's very exaggerated, and I don't think that that's what she's like, at least not fully. Like, people are complex to say the least, and if that is indeed a part of her personality, I do think it's exaggerated for being an idol. Just to be clear, I don't think Jennie's a bitch or whatever, like, I don't think that. Like, sometimes she acts a bit cunty, which I love, to be honest. I think it's really funny to see her, like, annoyed. It just makes her more human to me. And if she is that type of persona, like, we're never gonna find out. And it doesn't even matter that much. So, like, before anyone gets mad and thinks that I'm calling her a bitch, I'm not. I really don't care enough. And I don't, like, believe these rumors that she's some type of mean bully or whatever. I don't think that's who she is. Blackpink has become too westernized, and the obsession with breaking into the US is ruining their discography. Yes, they have the biggest international fan base compared to Red Velvet and Twice, but I feel like they're not even K-pop anymore. The only thing that keeps them from being American pop is the fact that it's sung in Korean. Other than that, Blackpink isn't even K-pop anymore. They're just a westernized girl group singing in Korean. I strongly disagree with this opinion that honestly isn't even unpopular, because I've seen it everywhere. Everyone and their mama has something to say about how K-pop is becoming Western, which it is not. I've spoken about this in my other video. K-pop has always been Western, y'all. It's always been Western. It's always been taking elements from Western, specifically black, hip-hop, rap, and pop music, and just singing it in Korean. That's it. I don't even know why it has to be its own category when it's just pop music sung in a language that is not English. That's literally it. What distinguishes K-pop from other music industries, other than the fact that they all make the same music, is their choreographies, their over-the-top aesthetics, and the parasocial idol relationships. Other than that, it's just pop music sung in a language that is not English and sung in Korean. Another gripe I have with this comment is that Blackpink is not changing their discography or ruining it. They've been putting out the same type of music since debut. Like, not to say that their songs are structurally similar, but they're all the same genre of, like, pop, girl crush type of music, and it's the same that they've been putting out since debut, so I don't understand how someone can say that they're changing their discography when it's been the same since the beginning. Just because they got more songs in English in their new album, which is a different topic that I'm not going to get into today, it don't mean that they're changing their sound, because they're still putting out the same type of music. The references to previous songs and how you like that feels like an excuse to not come up with new ideas. There are several references. The Look at You, Now Look at Me is similar to Look at Me, Look at You from Kill This Love. Bada Bing Bada Boom is from Boombaya. The do part at the end is a reference to D4. The reason why references bother me is because I'm tired of so many Blackpink songs using the same formula, and the way they reused parts of previous songs didn't evoke any emotional response from me. I didn't feel nostalgic or anything similar. I know it's a pre-release, but I still think they should have tried to do something new instead of using the same formula. Now, I'm not as pressed as this person is about references to older songs and newer songs. I like them when they're done well. Like, I really liked the reference to D4 in Jennie's verse in Pretty Savage. I thought that was really sweet. Well, not sweet, I just thought it was cool. And as I said, I don't mind it when it's done well. But I do admit, in the case of How You Like That, Bada Bing Bada Boom and, what was it? Look at You Now Look at Me. I thought that was pretty annoying. Just because it was filler noise to fill up what could have been a pretty good chorus otherwise, and evidently was not a good chorus. But yeah, I don't really mind references, and I don't think it's meant to make you feel nostalgic. If anything, I view it more as a flex to like reference your old song that did well in your new song that is also doing well. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any video ideas you'd like me to do, or if you want me to do a part 2 to this, or responding to unpopular opinions that aren't just about Blackpink, let me know and I will definitely take that into account. As I mentioned in the disclaimer, I'ma just block rude people and disrespectful people in the comments. I don't got time for that, so if you're planning on it, just like the video and move on. But yeah, other than that, subscribe if you would like to see more content, and follow me on Instagram. I'm super inactive there, but I'm trying to be more active. But yeah, have a nice day, and I hope you enjoy this video.